So he won. So it was. You see how I'm not even. So why'd you wager it? And you had a purse on yesterday. Shut up.
Get ready, boxing fans, because the first major bout of 2023 has been confirmed. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta "Tank" Davis have put pen to paper and will clash in the ring on April the 22nd in Las Vegas, although the exact location is yet to be revealed. The excitement is palpable as these two boxing powerhouses gear up for what is sure to be an unforgettable showdown, and the fight will be available to watch via Showtime's pay-per-view broadcast. Davis himself brought the news, letting the world know that the fight is a done deal. So mark your calendars and get hyped for what's shaping up to be a can't-miss event. The fight that fans have been salivating over is finally coming to fruition. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta "Tank" Davis have been itching to throw down, each accusing the other of dodging the brawl. But now, the stars have aligned and the two young guns are set to face off in the ring. Although the bout was agreed upon back in November, Davis wanted to get in a tune-up fight first. He got his chance on January the 8th when he blasted Hector Louis Garcia into oblivion. Meanwhile, Garcia decided to skip the warm-up and dive straight into the deep end. However, Davis wasn't too happy about this decision and took to Twitter to accuse Garcia of juicing. In some now-deleted tweets, Davis fired off allegations that Garcia was using performance-enhancing drugs, pointing to pictures of the fighter looking unusually beefed up. "He never looked that big before," Davis wrote. "He's definitely on something." The tension between these two is palpable, and the trash talk has been flying fast and furious. Who will come out on top? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, this fight is not to be missed. Despite some explosive accusations of PED use, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta "Tank" Davis have managed to put their differences aside and agree to throw down. This fight is set to be a bona fide blockbuster, with fans clamoring to see who will come out on top. Garcia's last fight was back in July 2022, when he laid waste to Javier Fortuna with a knockout victory. His record is nothing to sneeze at either, 23-0, with a whopping 19 of those victories coming by way of KO. But Davis is no slouch either. He's a force to be reckoned with, boasting an undefeated record of 28-0, with an eye-popping 26 of those wins coming via knockout. Despite standing at just 5'5", Davis has made a name for himself across multiple weight classes, including super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight. The height and reach advantage may go to Garcia, with 5 extra inches in height and 3 extra inches in reach. But don't count Davis out just yet. This match is set to be an all-out war, and there's no telling who will emerge victorious. One thing's for sure, you won't want to miss it. Of course, this fight has its own fair share of drama. It's not all smooth sailing for Ryan Garcia as he prepares to fight off against the knockout machine that is Gervonta "Tank" Davis. In order to make the fight happen, Garcia had to concede to some pretty gnarly contractual demands from Team Tank. One of the biggest demands was that Garcia had to agree to fight at a catch weight of 136 pounds. That's not all. The morning after the weigh-in, Garcia couldn't tip the scales at more than 146 pounds. However, after that, he was free to chow down to his heart's content leading up to the fight. Garcia has fought at the lightweight limit 6 times from 2018 to 2021, but in his most recent outings under new coach Joe Goosen, he's been stepping up to the 140-pound mark, and it seems that Garcia has gotten pretty darn comfortable at that weight. He's even expressed a desire to continue his career as a junior welterweight. But will that weight bump work in Garcia's favor or leave him at a disadvantage? Only time will tell as the two pugilists duke it out in the ring. Buckle up, folks. This is gonna be a wild ride. It seems like the weight clause has caused a bit of a stir between the two fighters. Davis, who is nearly 5 inches shorter than Garcia, wanted the fight to be as close to the lightweight limit as possible, despite Garcia's desire to fight at a higher weight class. The catch weight of 136 pounds was a contractual demand from Team Tank, and Garcia had to concede to this demand in order to get in the ring with the knockout artist. Garcia felt that Davis lacked integrity and didn't have the will to fight the best version of him, but he was determined to make the fight happen and put the fans and the sport first. He wanted to lead the charge and make an impact on the sport, even though nobody else was willing to do it. Davis, on the other hand, stuck to his guns and didn't want to fight the bigger Garcia at a weight of which his opponent was more comfortable with. He wanted the fight to be at 135 pounds, his weight class, and didn't see the sense in fighting Garcia at 140 when the latter was bigger than him. In his opinion, people who thought otherwise were just being a dumbass. When asked by journalists about the rehydration clause, Tank said that he is not dumb, and by the time they fight Garcia, would be back to 160-170.
Dehydration clause in that. No, I'm not dumb. That's not being smart.
Garcia trolled Gervonta at the press conference regarding his style and that he wears a purse.
Okay, and you had a purse on yesterday. Shut up. Yeah, you got one on now.
Their face-off got a little bit heated. We can finally expect a great fight just like the 80s. Two top fighters in their prime. But how will everything turn out for Gervonta? Gervonta Davis, the American lightweight champion with a rags-to-riches backstory, has captivated US television executives with his unvarnished authenticity and crowd-pleasing style. Despite allegations of violent domestic abuse, Davis's shimmering brilliance in the ring has so far managed to keep the negative attention at bay. However, that changed last month when he pleaded guilty to 4 counts of stemming from a hit-and-run crash that left 4 people hospitalized, including a pregnant woman. Davis now faces jail time at his sentencing on the 5th of May. But boxing being boxing, Davis will step into the ring for an 8-figure payday in what could be the biggest fight of the year on the 22nd of April at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. He will face Ryan Garcia in a scheduled 12-round bout, with both fighters putting aside their differences to make the fight happen. The desperation of the sport, stoked by the looming prospect of Davis's imprisonment, may have been the driving force behind the negotiations. Despite the abbreviated 8-week build-up, the fight promises to be a significant event, with both fighters undefeated and hugely popular knockout merchants in their early primes. At the opening leg of a bi-coastal media tour to promote the contest, Garcia hinted that the short lead-up to the fight may have been rushed due to Davis's personal issues. Meanwhile, Davis turned up nearly 2 hours late and left most of the talking to Garcia, choosing not to address his legal troubles during the news conference. Boxing may be a sport that exists in the margins of decency, but with the potential for jail time looming, will Davis's career suffer a knockout blow? In America's beloved sports like basketball, baseball, and football, athletes face harsh consequences for their off-field missteps. Just ask Ja Morant, the rising NBA star who's taking time off after flashing a gun on Instagram. But in the world of boxing, fighters are hardly ever held accountable for even more heinous offenses. The sport's loose power structure makes it difficult to impose any discipline, since boxers are independent contractors and there's no central governing body. The only option for punishment would be from networks or promoters who have a direct financial stake in a fighter's ability to generate revenue. Even individual athletic commissions that sanction the sport on a state-by-state basis could deny a fighter's license, but there's always another state willing to host a big-ticket event. Showtime, which has invested significantly in broadcasting Davis's last 10 fights on premium cable or pay-per-view, is a publicly traded company that wants to be responsible but also stay in business. Whether Davis should fight next month for a career-high payday after Jess Smith's stomach-turning testimony about his lack of help during a smoking vehicle accident is irrelevant. There's no incentive for anyone in boxing to take a strong disciplinary stand when the stigma does not compromise a fighter's market value. In fact, some boxers profit from their notoriety after incidents like these. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was recorded with a then-record $250 million contract from Showtime and CBS, only months after serving a domestic abuse conviction sentence in 2013. The truth is, those in charge who make boxing out to be the greatest sport in the world for a fleeting moment every year are perfectly content to let it fade into obscurity for the rest of the year. They turn a blind eye to incidents like those scattered throughout Davis's criminal record and simply smooth it over with the next lucrative promotion. Once the commission has washed their hands of responsibility and the network has shifted it onto the consumer, the entire industry is reliant on the public's willingness to ignore the unsavory aspects. At the end of the day, Davis will be enriched, but also shortchanged by a system that inevitably leads its supporters to enable him. Nothing will change unless the fans take a stand and demand it by boycotting. Unfortunately, this seems like a far-fetched scenario, and the likelihood of it actually happening is slim to none. The boxing world is abuzz with news that the much-anticipated matchup between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia may not happen after all. Apparently, the fight is on the ropes due to contract issues relating to a potential rematch clause. Golden Boy Promotions, who promote Garcia, thought they had a deal in place for a rematch with DAZN in control, but the contract they received indicated Premier Boxing champions would be in charge. Golden Boy sees this as a non-negotiable issue and refuses to budge due to commitments to DAZN as the pay-per-view carrier, as per Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix. The showdown between the undefeated Davis and the unbeaten Garcia has been on the cards for some time, and the fight date was rumored to be April the 15th in Las Vegas. Davis recently beat Hector Garcia in a 9th-round technical knockout to retain the WBA regular lightweight title, improving his record to 28-0. Meanwhile, Garcia, who had taken a break from the ring to focus on his mental health, has had 2 successful bouts since returning and was said to be Davis's toughest challenger to date. Despite Golden Boy Promotions founder Oscar De La Hoya's comment that negotiations were down at the 1-yard line, it remains to be seen if this much-anticipated fight will ever see the light of day. The boxing industry has been criticized for sweeping unsavory incidents under the rug, and it seems that fans need to take a stand and demand change if they want to see their favorite fighters step into the ring. This fight is gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be the biggest fight this whole decade, and it's gonna define these boxers' careers. Hats off to these superstars for getting this far, but the winner of this match is gonna be an instant legend. I think Ryan Garcia's best bet is to use his long reach and keep his distance from Tank the whole time. If he starts getting cocky and trading punches with him, it's gonna be lights out for Ryan. This fight is a total toss-up, but only if Ryan can resist the urge to go blow for blow with Tank. If he can't, then it's pretty much game over for him. Alright folks, let's get down to it. It's the moment of truth and we've got 2 young guns in the ring, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Who's gonna come out on top? Are you Team Garcia or Team Davis? Drop your bets in the comments below, and while you're at it, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Let's get hyped for this epic showdown.